Hey guys, this is very certain things about tutoring. So today we're going to be looking at this 5-mark probability question. It's from the SL paper and it's a paper 1 exam, a paper 1 question. So it needs no calculator. So there's going to be a bit of mental maths because it's probability. So we're in this scenario where we have two boxes. Box 1 has 5 red balls and 2 white balls, while box 2 has 4 red balls and 3 white balls. And it's asked that if we choose a box at random and then choose a ball from that box, what's the probability that the ball is red? So in probability, I always recommend to sort of think about the different cases, right? Think about what could have happened. Well, when we pick a box, we either pick box 1 or box 2. So let's say we would have picked box 1. What's the probability we pick box 1? It's 1/2. There's 1/2 chance that we pick box 1. And then what's the probability that if we've picked box 1, we then pick a red ball? Well, there's 7 balls. 5 of them are red, and there's 7 in total. Okay, so this is the probability that box 1 and like intersection with red ball. Then the other one is, of course, again, what's the probability we pick box 2, 1/2, and now again there are still 7 balls, but now it's 4 red over 7. So that's the probability box 2 and red ball. And now this is all the different scenarios, right? Because we either pick box 1, and if we do, then there's a 5 in 7 chance we pick a red ball, or we pick box 2, and then there's a 4 in 7. And then adding these together, that's going to be 5 over 14 plus 4 over 14, which is going to be 9 over 14. So that's the probability. It's all the different ways that we can pick a red ball. Now the next part is, it tells us that let A be the event that box 1 is chosen, let R be the event that a red ball is chosen, and we have to determine whether A and R are independent. Now intuitively, we can kind of guess that they won't be, because we know that there's different probabilities for whether we get a red ball depending on the box we pick. So if we've picked a certain box, it's not going to be the same probability as if we picked the other box, right? Because we know that one of them is 5 and 7 and one is 4 and 7. But we actually have to mathematically do this. So we know that if A and R, so if A and R are independent, then we know that the probability of A and R happening is the probability of A times the probability of R. Okay? So what's the probability of R? Probability we pick a red ball. Well, that's just what we found, right? So that's going to be 9 over 14. Now the probability of A is the probability that we pick box 1. That's 1/2 times the probability 9 over 14. Now, what's the probability of A and R? Well, the probability that we pick a box is 1/2. And then the probability that we've picked that is 5 over 7, right? So because we picked box A, and then we have to pick a red ball, it's going to be 1/2 times 5 over 7. And it's pretty simple to see here that that's going to be, like I said, 5 over 14, which is not equal to 9 over 28. Therefore, A and R are not independent. Now there's other ways you can do this. You could look at conditional probabilities. So like another way is the conditional P of A given R should just be probability of A, because it doesn't matter like whether R happened or not, or whether A happened or not. But I think this is the easier way. So hopefully that was clear. Probability is always a little bit tricky. Sorry, this second part was worth 2 marks, by the way. Probability is always a little bit tricky, but these ones are just a bit of practice, and it's always sort of, I always tell my students, have an idea of what's happening. So don't just be blindly calculating, think about what is actually happening. We have 2 boxes and we're picking objects from them, right? And it's important whether we're replacing them sometimes, or you know, how many of them there are. So that's always a good idea. Now, as always, if you need a bit more help with this kind of stuff, then feel free to head over to Think Smart Tutoring. You can grab a tutor there. It's very flexible. Tutors always have recommendations for how long the lesson should be, but ultimately it's up to you as a student and your parents of how many lessons you would like. So yeah, I'll be making more of these videos, and have a great day, and see you guys soon.